Every time I renovate a room in our house, I change out the interior door for something that's more decorative and solid core. And today, this one is on deck, so I'm gonna show you how to do it. So I measured where my hinges are and I measured the width of my door opening, and fortunately my door is just a tad smaller than the opening already, so all I had to do is take out just a little bit of meat of the door to get the hinge to recess in there so it'll fit perfectly. And I'm going to show you two different ways to get the hinge mortised into the side of the door. That way you can decide which route you want to take. The first method I'm going to show you is using a butt marker and a wood chisel. So this is specific to the type of hinge. I have 3.5 inch hinges with a 5/8 radius. So that's what this marker is for. And this helps you mark the depth so you know how deep to chisel out. Okay, so now I just need to chisel down to that mark and I have it outlined so I know what all needs to be chiseled and what doesn't. All right, you just don't want it to be angled too much where you're digging out more than you need to. All right, that's right on the money with my depth gauge. All right, just a little bit more and I'll test it out. All right. Fortunately, this doesn't have to look perfect, but you do want your hinge to sit level in the mortise. So that's what I'm just tweaking right now. All right, so make sure you open up the hinge when you screw it on. So now we're going to take the measurement from the bottom of the old hinge to the top of the old hinge, mark that on the door, and install the second hinge. Now for the fun way to mortise out a hinge, and that's using a template or a jig. This one is from Ryobi, and all I need to do is slide this on the door, and I'm going to put it on the mark and tighten it to the door. Then I'm going to get the router and just be able to zoom, 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 zoom around the template and set the router so that it's at the right depth. So this isn't the most economical way to do a door hinge, because if you don't already have a router or you don't have a template, then you're having to buy those things. And there's lots of different size hinges that you can cut out for on this. You just want to make sure you're set to the size of your hinge. Mine's 3.5 inches. All right, so what I'm doing is I have the router bit on the door, and you can see there's a gap between this base and the template, and so that's how deep my router is going to cut. I'm not done, but I wanted to show you. You can see what a clean cut that is, and you see these little chunks that I have yet to get. That's so neat. I love it. Nice. That is beautiful. Now that we have our perfect hinge mortise right there, we will install the hinge. All right, now we will get this hung up in place, and then we will drill for the doorknob hole. This is a slab door because it is just a slab of wood that comes with no holes in it. So now we need to drill the hole for the knob that'll go on this door. And most of them are gonna come with a little template. So I measured and got the center between of this rail right here on my particular door design, but it is recommended that the center of your doorknob is 38 inches off the floor. So I have this where the center of it lines up with the center of my mark. Okay. And this is one of my favorite little home improvement doodads. It's called a hole saw, and it drills a hole. So you do want to make sure that your drill is nice and level and going straight into the door. So you put the pilot bit on your hole. Let me turn it up a notch. So once that comes out, it's nice to take it out and start from the other side of the door. The next thing we need to do is drill a hole for the throw of the knob to come out. So I'm just gonna transfer the mark to the edge of the door so that we can get that lined up nicely. And that's going to be with a 1-inch hole saw. We need to get the center of this door. Nice! All right. So our door latch is a little bit thick, so it needs to be recessed on the side of the door. So I actually have another jig that is made just for that purpose. You set it in the hole and you hit it, and it marks where it needs to be. Ready? Aim, fire! There we go. Since we already have this open, it has a built-in chisel. Little green guy, you're paying for yourself right now. Flip it around, go to town. What? Oh my gosh, I love it. Wow, look at that, that's beautiful. There you have it, brand new door, brand new hardware. Thanks for checking in.